we're in this weird kind of juxtaposition because the phones and the tablets and the access to all this information has made our lives easier in some ways, in many ways, but they've also made our lives harder in many ways because we have to monitor more. We have more portals, people have more access to our children, and they're in our home, and they don't have to. You don't have to worry about going out on the street corner and having them abducted or letting them go to the playground and worried about somebody. You know, they're reaching your child in their bedroom because they're coming through that portal of their device. And so you have to be very intentional. That's a fancy word, but it's like you have to be very, very intentional about uh, how much access you allow your child to have and how much access you allow the world to have to your child. And that's where we're going back to the beginning of the show is what is developmentally appropriate. Now, that is something that is individually defined for you and your household. However, I will say that, again, as Erica so wonderfully stated it, like they're developing their identity. And if their identity is not developed separate from external, then there might be some difficulties in terms of like if their identity is developed of how many friends and how many followers they have, then that's a problem, right? If how many likes that they get, then that's a problem. Or that needing to be connected to social media, not to a human one-on-one connection, but that connection to the social media, that could be problematic. And so parents, we have to be more observant of when things, of what our children's behavior and those changes in the behavior. Um, I started noticing, I was like, why is my son sleeping so much later? Well, one is developmentally, he's going through puberty, so that sleep does increase. But also, if you're up to 2, 3 in the morning because you can't put the phone down, or when I come wake you up in the early afternoon and you're laying on the bed like this with the phone that has no battery life in it because you didn't plug it in, and you were watching it so much that it died and you fell asleep just randomly. That's problematic, and you've got to shut that down as a parent. You've got to recognize that and shut it down.